Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Popcorn Pimps. We're reviewing Wonder Woman today. And I would like to start off by introducing our newest member to the review, Adolfo. He's probably not going to be in all of these, but he did go see Wonder Woman with us.
He usually goes to the movies with us.
Yeah, I always take him along.
Yeah.
And then today he just wanted to be in the review, so we put him in it. Why not?
Yeah, do it. Why not?
So I want to just, like we always do when we review a movie, everyone's initial thoughts. Then we'll come back to it at the end of the episode when we finish talking about it.
Okay.
Hector?
Uh-oh. I'm like...
1 through 10, obviously.
I'm borderline like 9.5.
Oh.
No, 9.5, you know. But then again, I kind of want to give it a 10. Like, I'm been there. I want to give it the perfect 10, but...
We know how much you love DC, so it's not surprised if you want to give it a perfect 10.
I want to give it a perfect 10, but I'm like trying to remember, because I don't think there's anything bad, so it's not really me or for me to, like
again,
to give it 9.5.
And we have changed our scores at the end of these reviews before, after talking about stuff.
Yep, we have, so...
I think I'm just going to leave it at a 10.
A 10, alright.
First one.
Baby Dolpho, 1 through 10? 10? Alright, there you go.
A lot of action.
Alright, Abraham?
9.5.
9.5? Alright, I'd give it a solid 9. I'm not going to go ahead and, like, I've never given anything a 10. I don't think I ever will. I could see it being a 9.5, but I'd give it a solid 9. So I do have,
it's because I know why you don't give things 10s,
right.
And I kind of agree with you, so that's why I give it a 9.5. Like
I said, I could have gotten a 9.5, but
I said I'm like in the middle. It's like, I don't know, like
Yeah, so like I just want to go over some stuff because this is the 4th entry to the DC universe.
A 10 is like a unicorn.
Right, not just that, but and so the last 2 entries to the DC universe have been not very successful.
No.
It's BVS and Batman vs Superman and Suicide Squad. I know you like Batman vs Superman, but you hate Suicide Squad.
I hate it with a passion so bad.
Yeah. All right. So this one being said, and I don't want to give credit simply to Geoff Johns because I've made it clear.
Because Geoff Johns, I did see Geoff Johns was a part of the team for Batman vs Superman.
He was more of a consultant.
Yeah, this one.
They're like, hey, what do you think Batman's outfit should look like?
Because I saw
compared to this one where he was an actual producer.
Because I watched Batman vs Superman again the other day, and I remember seeing his name in like the credits.
Yeah, I said, he was a consultant, and of course they were gonna throw his name on the credits.
But with this movie, he was more.
He is an actual producer, so he actually saw the script and was like, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes.
Exactly, yeah.
Or from what I read, at least, I'm not sure. But I do want to give credit where credit is due, and Patty Jenkins, the director. Who I was praising Patty Jenkins because I loved her episodes of Game of Thrones. She's a fantastic director, and she did fantastic work with this.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, like I said, I want to also bring up to like the Rotten Tomatoes score. For a while, it was sitting at 98.
90, and then it went to 97.
No, yeah, now it's at 93. It's like certified fresh 93, so that's most likely the score it's going to get. And the reason I bring this up is because the user score is also 93, and that's very rare when both line up.
Yeah.
So it's safe to assume that this score in general is a 93. Which is good. 9.3, that's pretty good. That's between mine and your guys' score.
Yeah.
Well, Mr's is a 10, but...
I don't know. It's still like a...
a 10 is fine. I know how much you love DC, so... And I remember last week when we were doing a review for Pirates, at the end we're like, oh, next week we're going to review DC. And I wasn't paying attention at the time, but then when I went back to edit the video, all I hear is Mr. saying, DC beat Marvel, DC beat Marvel. And this one...
He says that all the time.
And I said this, and
but like he was like cheering it in his corner over
and
there.
A lot of people
always cheers it.
And it's funny because a lot of people I know were getting upset because before I went to go watch the movie, you know, me being me, I like to say things, and I know it's gonna trigger people, but I find it hilarious because I like to hear people complain about what I have to say. But
yes,
but I said, you know, DC is better than Marvel or whatever, and a lot of people were bashing on me about it, and I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure they can say all this crap because everybody's like, oh, I grew up with Marvel. I was like, everybody grew up with Marvel. I did too, you know, but you realize which one's the better.
But that's like saying, like, what, you didn't grow up with DC either?
Yeah, and like,
I mean, everyone grew up with both. Batman.
Yeah.
And you know, regardless, you go watch a Marvel movie, and it's like some kiddish movie. Nah, and you go watch Wonder Woman, it's like holy crap, like. Okay, like as a superhero movie, it's great, and as a movie itself, like a movie, it's good. It's good too. Mm-hmm. Where Marvel aside, it's like comic book wise, it's like whatever, and then movie wise, it's god awful.
Right, it's kiddish.
Yeah. Coming from that, this is something I talked about with the Davilas on Sunday when we met them at the church thing we had.
Shout out to the Davilas.
Shout out to the Davilas. Israel mainly, because I was talking to him about this. A lot of people were like, oh, well, DC films aren't great. But let's recall the first 4, because so far in the DC universe, there's only been 4 movies. And Man of Steel, which I liked.
I really like Man of Steel, actually.
And it's actually good critics. I think it's like a 70, maybe like around 70, which isn't bad. Then it was BVS. And then Suicide Squad and now Wonder Woman. So far they're 2 for 2.
Yeah.
According to sure you might like BVS, but we have to go with the people in general.
I think.
Let's go with. Wait, I want to see Marvel's first 4 movies because this is what I always go to. Name Marvel's first 4 movies. They always give you terrible movies that aren't even close to being the top 4. Of course, the one everyone brings up is Iron Man, which was a good movie. The first Iron Man is a good movie.
It was a really good movie.
It's a good movie.
As a starter. Same with Wonder Woman. That's what everybody's saying.
The second movie, The Incredible Hulk.
Wait,
not the Hulk, The Incredible Hulk, which was still just as bad as the Hulk.
Edward
Norton's Hulk. Yeah.
And that one was the one with Abomination, right?
Yeah, and I talk about this when people were telling me, like, when I was talking about this how stupid Civil War was to me, the plot, the storyline. People are like, oh, but it makes sense, of course. But everyone forgets General Ross, who created Abomination, let Abomination go in Brooklyn, and it destroyed Brooklyn. All right? That guy did that, all right? So he shouldn't be lecturing anybody in that Civil War movie.
Yeah, because...
All right? And that movie was terrible, by the way.
He has this whole scene in Civil War where he's like this and Sokovia and like...
And
then it's like,
New York and all that, which is all stuff Avengers had nothing to do with. If anything, they saved all those people.
And then it gets Tony Stark's like whole conscience of like, oh, maybe we shouldn't do this.
You know what makes me laugh is another reason why I prefer DC movies is because they always it's a superhero, so it's not gonna be realistic, but they try to be on the realistic spectrum, whereas they bring up the disasters and they know that they acknowledge this place is getting destroyed and stuff like that, whereas Marvel's just like, I got destroyed, who cares? Yeah.
All right, but you see, all right, so let's go on to the third Marvel movie, all right? Iron Man 2.
That movie's
a terrible
movie. Ew? Yeah.
Iron Man 2 is not good. Whiplash is horrible. And this is when Robert Downey Jr. was just getting unbearable. He was doing the same role in The Soloist, this one, Zodiac, where he's just a drunk douche.
Yeah.
In everything he does, he
wasn't even a drunk douche in this one when he had that birthday party scene.
Yeah.
In
Iron Man 2, yeah, he's
a drunk douche.
That's what Robert Downey Jr. does. Is he's a drunk douche.
He was in a suit. Yeah, you remember the third movie? They try to make him
right.
He's also an actor.
So we're gonna go on to the fourth one because I don't want to spend too much time because we're supposed to be reviewing. Yeah. We're supposed to be reviewing Wonder Woman. And the fourth one was Thor. Thor isn't a bad movie. It's just super boring. There's stuff in Thor that is really good.
I think the thing with Marvel is they don't know how to properly lay out talking and action. They don't they put it's either too much.
They tend to drag one or the other in certain moments of their movies,
and it's never really good dialogue. It's just
and especially Thor, which Thor I understand because it's supposed to be a little ham-fisted. The dialogue is supposed to be like that because they're old, Norwegian gods and stuff.
It was funny to me at first. It wasn't as bad as you guys are saying, but looking back at it now, based on everything and all the other movies we've had since then. Yeah, it falls into that category.
Yeah. Even for somebody, I said, I don't think it's a bad movie. It's just really boring.
But even for somebody, for somebody who's me, somebody like me, who's more lenient.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Even at this point, I'm just okay, I'm starting to get over Marvel. I really am.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think Marvel's doing way too many films, which is a topic for a different time altogether.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So that being said, DC and Marvel being 4 movies in. DC's not looking too bad.
And here's
they
the thing.
didn't have a 93 in the beginning. And a lot of people are saying, well, that's because DC paved the way or whatever. This Iron Man was not the first superhero movie.
No.
And here's the
And it's
thing.
not going to be the last.
And here's the thing.
Even though it should have been. But.
Here's the thing. With a lot of people seem to forget is that Marvel has had a lot of playroom to create, and
they have Disney behind them.
and
They
that
have
not
the
to
money.
mention that as well.
I mean, don't get me wrong. DC and Warner Brothers aren't broke, but they're not
Yeah,
Disney
I know,
rich.
but like,
Hey,
what I'm trying to
Disney
say
rich.
is like, Marvel since the beginning they've had so much playroom. Like, yeah, Daredevil and Ghost Rider that might not be a part of the
They have a lot of
Marvel,
experience.
but they've had a lot of experience doing that, and they've had playroom and
Well, it's
more
not
time
like-
to kind of like think ahead. Whereas DC kind of just
had the Batman trilogy. And
the
that's
Batman,
about it.
and that was it.
Yeah, I guess. But I mean, they should have learned from their mistakes back in like Batman and Robin and Batman Forever.
God, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Time to freeze.
Wait,
Every kill was a pun.
was Batman, you know, one of like the first major, like the one with what's his name? He's playing
Michael Keaton?
Michael Keaton. Was that one of the first major superhero movies?
Superman.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Christopher
duh.
Reeves.
Which came out like a good 10 years almost before it.
Yeah, duh.
Yeah. Which, you know what? And that brings me, I want to say this in Wonder Woman. There's a scene that made me smile so much. Because I do like the original Superman. I think it's not that great. But I think that's also because I watched it
It's
way after
nostalgic.
like a lot of stuff came
Has
out.
a nostalgic.
No,
sense
but I
to it.
think for its time, it was really well done, and it was like really ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Which it's kind of weird saying, seeing as Superman is like one of the most beloved like superhero.
Heroes.
Of all
It's
time.
considered a
Yeah.
classic. You know, it's not even like a classic superhero.
Because
movie.
when you think of a
It's just a
superhero, what do you
classic.
think of?
It's
Flying,
Superman.
super strength, and all
But
that.
there's that
Superman, yeah.
scene where Clark Kent, when he's dressed as regular Clark Kent,
Yeah.
he stops the bullet to save Lois, and then Wonder Woman does a like play by play when she
Same
stops
thing,
the bullet
yeah.
with her
gauntlets.
her little wrist things to save Chris Pine.
Her
Who-
wristbands.
Yeah, and I just want to say like this. Okay, this is the one complaint I don't have for it, but the one complaint I hear a lot of people have. Well, there's two. The first one was that Wonder Woman's lines are very ham-fisted, which is like they're very
Like-
they're not good. They're like not necessarily that she does them bad, but that what her dialogue itself is kind of like it's weird. That's because she's a foreigner and she's new to all
Yeah,
of this.
yeah.
She's an Amazonian. She's not.
Yeah, she's
British.
not from
Yeah.
us. So
Yeah,
like,
she's
of
not-
course,
yeah, she's not from our
her
world.
dialogue is a little different.
Yeah, why do you think
Yeah.
everything was new
Everybody
to
else?
her when
Yes.
she came? Like, it's like,
Which I actually like. You know, I like when they do.
They
It's
do,
like
yeah.
I like that in Thor. I like that every time they go to like a different planet, like the aliens talk differently.
Especially in this movie too.
Like
everything-
Guardians of the Galaxy does that very well.
They did a really
Or
good job.
Mantis and like Drax all have that blocky dialogue.
yeah.
Yeah. They
Where it
did-
doesn't, but that's because it fits their character, and therefore, and I thought this fit Wonder Woman's character. And the second thing that a lot of people complain, which I absolutely, and you even said something about it, was the whole love at the end, when she's like, "Oh, only love can do it," because everybody forgets when Wonder Woman was created, which was like back in like the 50s, by
It
a
was
man, by the way. She was very maternal, like she very had like really women qualities to her.
And that's all she was raised with, nothing but women.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
which because and it fits because she's in in her dynamic. She's in a group with nothing but men. She was the very protective. She was very motherly, and that's what I liked about her. Because sure, Superman also wants to protect everybody, but you know, like he doesn't feel as much as Wonder Woman does in this movie.
She's more nurturing in this movie.
Yes, and that's-
She has,
Yeah,
like, that,
because
like,
that's how she
instinct
was brought
overall,
up.
yeah.
And,
Aside
like,
from
as much as people want to complain, which they did this with Mad Max Fury Road. Oh, this is a feminist movie. It's like, no shit, it's Wonder Woman. Come
Yeah.
on, dude. But other than that, like I thought it was a great movie.
I loved it.
Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah,
It was
Marvel.
really good.
DC in general has this thing where their last battle has to be surrounded in fire. If you ever noticed that, like all their movies, like the final boss, they're like all surrounded in a ring of fire.
BBS, I think, was
BBS
huge. Holy crap.
Yeah,
that-
but
Damn near the
even
whole city was
Suicide
destroyed.
Squad does
Did the same
that.
thing at the end.
Oh, yeah, huh?
Yeah, like the whole building's on fire and they're still fighting. Man of Steel doesn't, but what Man of Steel does is they like
They
like
destroyed
ruins.
the whole
Yeah,
city.
they're like
They
They're
destroyed
in
the whole
ruins.
city.
They're in that- they're in that library looking
Yeah,
place.
yeah, like there's people
Snaps
watching,
his
like
neck.
it's all falling apart. So DC has to, and it's kind of like, come on, dude, like why are they doing this? Like they were just out in the open and like it was totally fine. Why is everything on fire now? And then like 10 minutes later, nothing's on fire
Because
anymore.
of the bombs and Ares.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. No, but what they tend to do is it goes
I know,
from
I
like
know,
one
I
to
know.
another, where it's like everything's on fire, everything's
No, it's
dead,
okay now.
nothing's on fire anymore, everything's fine. But other than that, I would want to say Ares was
badass.
Wow.
And you know what? And like, it's funny because I didn't expect spoilers. By the way, I didn't expect the general dude to be Ares, but I wasn't.
I think that's what
expecting
they were
that
going
old guy.
for.
There was a part of the movie where I wasn't even expecting Ares anymore.
Yeah, like it was just gonna be the
Yeah,
The
because
doctor and then the dude who kept taking the drugs.
the storyline is that she comes from her world to the real world
To find Ares.
to find Ares, god of war. And
But then
stop
the
him.
whole time, Chris Pine's character is like, you know, like there is no Ares. It's just people are crazy and mean to each other.
And they are.
Yeah, and then
So yeah, there was a time
and then you
where
see
I
a
was
part where she slowly kind of like even realizes
realize
that,
like people are horrible
yeah,
human
people are
beings. They
horrible,
don't deserve me.
and maybe like Ares doesn't even exist here. What if like what I've like she starts questioning
Which,
herself?
yeah, and it does make you feel that way, especially when they're talking about like, what if she finds out the truth? Like, oh, if she finds out the truth, it'll be too late. I was thinking, what if the truth is Ares is dead?
Or like Ares,
People
or
are
if
just
Ares
horrible
doesn't
human
exist.
beings.
But out of a twist,
That came out
as
of
soon
nowhere.
as you think that, there's
Boom.
Ares.
Yeah.
They timed it very well. I saw something.
And there was
today.
times where like I was thinking, like from the beginning, I was thinking that's not gonna be Ares. But then there's times like there's the part where she's in the gala and she's he's talking about like you don't know anything about the gods. Like I was like maybe he is Ares. Or like when he's like when she gives him when the doctor Poison gives him the vial. It's like this will give you your power back.
Mhm.
I was like holy crap, maybe he is
He's
Ares.
And then I think they made it way too obvious for people to keep thinking, he's Ares, but
But as soon as they killed him, I was like okay, he can't be Ares.
and then
or he's
next
faking
thing you
it.
know that dude like he was beyond like in my range of that guy can be Ares.
The last
But he
person,
was like towards the back of
the
the
last
bus.
person you would think of to be Ares.
Because
was Ares.
I didn't really expect. I mean,
And-
there was times where I was like, suspicious. But then there was like, nah, he's a crippled old guy. But
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's just the way he looked, his face, and I couldn't stop laughing because today I saw a picture and it was talking about this, and it said it reminded me of you remember Wild Thornberry's the dad?
Yeah.
They like photoshopped
Yeah.
his face on it and said smashing, and I couldn't
Yeah.
stop laughing because that's exactly what he looked like, and I was like,
the Wild Thornberry.
that's I just can't picture it like. But although when he put on that helmet and like
Dude,
carved
and
out
yeah, I
the
was gonna say,
eyes, that
he
was
cut
the
out his eyes
most
all
dope
pretty
thing
dope,
I've
pretty
ever
dope.
seen.
And you know, that's another thing I heard the people complain about. Oh, the CGI wasn't that good. The CGI was pretty on point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, did you not see Civil War? Once again, I have to bring up Civil War because the CGI on that one was not that great.
This
God,
was like one of the best villains I've seen in a while. In a
Yeah.
yeah.
It was really well done and really good.
Yeah, and
really,
he was like,
really good.
it was funny because like you don't feel he's fleshed out, but he's fleshed out pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Like you know why he's doing it, you know his motives. They didn't have to give you like a
And-
10-minute scene about his back.
Yeah.
They just gave you that like quick
That-
3-minute
Boom.
like what happened.
And
But it was
what's-
more like the Amazon's backstory, and they
Mhm.
just threw Ares' backstory in it too.
What was crazy was the fact that, because you'd think that Ares was doing it himself, like he was putting himself into their position and making them do that, whereas he was just kind of
He was just
going
giving
by
them
them
the
and just being
idea.
like,
That's what he says.
do
Like
this, put this
that's what he
together.
tells her too. You know, which is
Like,
like
he's
great
like, I never-
psychological
he's like-
warfare.
yeah,
It's
he's
like,
like,
I
I
never
never
made them do anything. I just
just
put
yeah.
it. I just gave them the idea. Like, hey, make this poison. Hey, go to war with these people.
It's kind of just like that evil thought that comes into your head.
But
Basically,
at the
but
end
that's
of it,
Ares,
it's
yeah.
you are the one who has to make the decision, and that's
Yeah.
what Ares was trying to get.
He was
that,
just
like,
persuading
that,
everybody
like,
to do
regardless
and
that.
that was
these
her
people-
thing was that like yes, there's people out there whispering evil thoughts, but like you're supposed to be the one that whispering the good thoughts, you know, like
Yeah.
love and all that. But yeah, I absolutely like the villain. I thought that last fight was real good.
Yeah.
The fact that
'Cause
this dude goes, she was Super Saiyan when she breaks out of the chains, which was hilarious.
that
I
made
told
me
you
laugh.
the same thing.
That made me laugh when that happened because like he started laughing because when I said it, she just because that was right when Chris Pine's character just blew up and died,
yeah.
Which
Like,
was crazy.
he
I
died. I was
did not
like,
think
holy
he was
crap!
gonna die.
And like,
I thought she was gonna find some way to save him or everything, but
Because
nope.
love and like.
And I couldn't stop- and I-
overpowers
Like, he
him.
didn't die like at the very end. Like it was a sacrificial death, but he didn't die. Usually when that happens, they die like at the last scene.
mhm.
Like,
I
then
like
but
you
that
how-
see-
died.
I
But
like
he
how-
died
did,
and
'cause
it's
he
still
died.
kept
I like
going.
how
She
it
still
feels like
fought
only the
him.
bottom part, and
Yeah.
the airplane is going up, and
and like
Yeah.
what I said like I didn't mean to say it out loud, but I was just like, no, my boyfriend, and he just started laughing
oh yeah,
because like she way screamed and she just busted out of the chair. I was like, holy crap, why didn't you do that earlier?
And then that's when I also said the whole Super Saiyan line.
But I
too.
think it was like she had to find the power.
I thought it was
inside
cool
her.
though because I thought it was
Because it's like he says, you know, like the whole movie, they're making this big old importance of this sword, the God Slayer, or whatever.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
it gets destroyed.
Yeah, and he
instantly.
destroys it, and he tells her straight up, like, that's not the God Slayer.
You
You
are.
are. You're nothing more
But-
than a weapon.
But what I thought was cool was the fact that because I wasn't sure if they were gonna do that the whole thing where like Because when she did she bursted and all that crap, I wasn't expecting, because you remember how on like the show and stuff, like it would glow? I wasn't expecting any of her stuff to glow like that, and it started glowing. I was like, holy crap, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was like really on point. Everything was like up. It was good. I actually really also have to give credit to Chris Pine and Gal Gadot. They did a great job in the roles.
Yeah.
And their little back and forth, like especially when they're on the boat,
yeah.
it's hilarious. But even everything, and like one of the scenes that still makes me laugh right now when I think about it is when they're walking and then she hears the baby cry and how happy, the baby! She like runs over there. Yeah. Because and then like I was talking to your dad about it and he's like, yeah, like she's only seen a baby in a book. Like of course she's gonna get all excited. And so I was like, yeah, that's true. And like it still makes me laugh just because how like I'm not saying Gal Gadot's like the greatest actress in the world, but how quick her face went from being all serious to like oh my god, a baby, and like just running over there is just like that was perfect.
I like the fact I really like how like especially that war scene when she was like pushing the line.
Yeah.
Oh,
because
so good.
they're like, we gotta keep going, and she's like, what the hell's wrong with you guys? Like you could see in her face, like, dude, are you kidding me? And she just went out there like nothing, and everybody's just like,
and you know what I like?
What the hell's going on?
They were like, do we go? And they're like, no, we're not going to go. She's
crazy.
And they're like, because that would happen. Like, no, we're not going to follow her.
Yeah, this movie was very logical. Like,
yes, it was. Because that was the whole Chris Pine character was he was like, all right,
we can't do this. We can't do this. Like, this isn't possible. Like, this, like, things don't happen this way. Like, things aren't supposed to work this way. And then here comes Wonder Woman, and she just totally turns all that around.
Yeah.
You know, okay, you know how he disintegrated? This is kind of a little bit off topic, but on topic. Do you know how he disintegrated the sword, the God Killer?
Mm-hmm.
How does she have it in Batman vs Superman?
I'm pretty sure she reforged it. Yeah, it might have been a different sword altogether.
My favorite part was
you know what was your favorite part? Go ahead.
when they grabbed the tank part and they just said shield and she just jumped right to the building and just
holy crap!
She pulls a Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
She grabs a tank from like the bottom, like deadlifts, and then just and like
the fact that
it
shot at her
and like they do the shield and she like pushes off the door and like crashes into that bell tower.
And that bell tower just explodes.
Dude, but holy crap! Just because of that tank, everybody saw that tank and it was like, oh crap, right? And she just looked at it like, what the hell is this?
And you know what's great? Where I was like, holy crap, I can't believe they actually did that. Was like, okay, they saved this entire city, and in the very next scene, the evil dude just like kills everybody in it.
Yeah,
like
he was useless.
And I was like, holy crap, they did all that work for nothing. But I was like, dude, that's crazy.
The ending part kind of sucked.
Which one?
When they kill him, and like everyone turns happy and like takes off the mask.
Well, that's how it happened in World War II too. Once Hitler died, everybody's like, "Oh crap!"
Yeah, it was just like, "Oh crap, this war's over finally." Because it had been going on for years at that point. Everyone they were like,
"They're just kind of happy for it to be over."
The German generals were talking about like, "Dude, our people are starving and broke.
We can't do this anymore.
Yeah, we can't do this anymore." And or it's like that reminded me of like Call of Duty. When World at War, when they're like, he's talking like, our men are tired, we're exhausted, we can't go any further. It's like, well then remind them, bam! Like, why are you gonna tell him to remind people if you're just gonna kill him? But yeah, I mean that movie was great altogether. Mm-hmm. I really had a great time at it. There wasn't a scene like there's some movies where you go and like it'll be good.
Come on, man.
And yeah, there's a scene that's like, oh god, this scene's so cringy, or it's like. It just drags on a little too long, and I don't feel like it did this at all. And like I liked all the side characters, I liked everything they were doing. Like even the secretary Etta Candy.
Yeah, she was funny. You would have thought she was kind of annoying, but she wasn't.
Yeah, like she was just gone for like one or two quick quips.
I think. I was about to say. I think it's because she didn't have a major role in it, but she was.
Like, how likely is he to listen to my order? Not at all.
But she was useful in the movie, though.
I like when he's like when Wonder Woman gives her the shield and a sword, and she's like. Oh, what the hell do I do? She was like having a hard time. She was just like, she's like, I got this, don't worry. She's like, you sure? She's like, yeah. And then she leaves and she's like,
you know what?
She's having a super hard time.
I kind of hope, like, if it's like her grandson or her great grandson, but he's still around. Someone from that line is still around helping Wonder Woman out.
I saw.
And I like that she's like in charge of like the Louvre and stuff like that because it makes sense. She would be in charge of. Like, she speaks like 100 languages. And like,
it was funny because I saw something. That boss logic dude always comes with like random things that would be cool, which it kind of inspires him to do the Photoshop. And he was saying, I doubt it would happen, and he said he doubted it happened, but he said it'd be pretty cool that if somewhere down the line where he's not like his descendant, like his super distant descendant, but like a cousin or relative, because you know how Chris Pine's character was a pilot, that if Hal Jordan was somehow related to him, but Chris Pine comes back and plays Hal Jordan, I was like, I don't know.
That'd be too on the nose.
Yeah.
Maybe if they no.
Heck, could change him up.
We're Wonder Woman.
Someone who looks like Chris Pine. Does anyone look like Chris Pine?
Not really.
Channing Tatum.
Ryan Gosling comes back as
Hal Jordan.
I'll take it.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know why this reminded me of, but we've been watching Young Justice, me and Adolfo, and there's this scene where like all the Justice League are talking about who they should invite to the Justice League, and it's Jon Stewart, who's the Black Green Lantern, and then Hal Jordan. And they're like, what about Guy Gardner, who's like the third, like the least popular Green Lantern? And they're like, no, like right away, and they move on.
Yeah,
it's like that's such a hit to the stomach to Guy Gardner, who's not a bad Green Lantern. But anyways, like, and this movie actually gives me hope to a Justice League movie.
Yeah.
Now I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
I mean, I was already looking because a lot of people don't like the Ben Affleck Batman, but I like it because. Ben Affleck, jacked. He's jacked. He looks just like the Batman I wanted to see, and not to mention, Ben Affleck is a nerd, dude. He's homies with Kevin Smith, so you know this dude.
I remember
when Kevin Smith found out that he got the role, he's like, "Oh my god, my friend's Batman."
Not just that, but he's like, I remember on Comic Book Man, he was like, "Dude, if this would have happened like 10 years earlier, I would have been Robin." That's what he said. I would have been Robin.
Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
But like,
because they're like at first, like they're still pretty close, but at first they were like best buds forever.
Yeah. But like, I not to mention like I said, he's like a big comic nerd, so he's like dedicated to play the character right and do it justice.
Yeah.
Justice. But yeah. So he's dedicated to it, and now seeing Wonder Woman. I mean, yeah, we got her in Batman vs Superman. It was little part, and she did good in that too. It's kind of like getting me excited for that, and then I already like Man of Steel, so I'm really excited for that. And hearing the news on Aquaman, everybody's loving this. Everybody's loving.
I think that's
doing
what they talked about this last week too.
Yeah, everybody's really, very happy on set. Everybody's happy to be there, and that's also good. So I'm excited to see Aquaman and seeing his little bits in the trailer that they had. That was pretty cool.
Was it Amber Heard? Johnny Depp, I don't get why you left her because she was looking great as
for some reason, I don't care about the movie. I just want to watch Wonder Woman Part 2.
And last but not least, The Flash. I mean, yeah, we haven't seen much of him, but I like the fact that he's that young, like
he's
like he's smart, but he's that
just
the young mind or whatever.
Yeah,
and the fact that it's the Flash, and I didn't notice, but I totally forgot watching the Batman vs Superman. You know how I went through all their clips?
Yeah.
That what's his name? When they showed Ezra Miller, he had super long hair and a ponytail. I was like, oh crap, forgot about that. Yeah. Oh yeah, not to mention Cyborg, dude.
Cyborg,
because it's like I don't know, it's just holy crap, like so
they're doing
cool.
Cyborg because Cyborg is a character like I would never thought they would have brought to the big screen right away.
Yeah,
and the fact that he's actually going to be like in the main Justice League right off the bat, because he was always in Teen Titans for a while.
Yeah,
and
they'll give him a big push for like the later movies too. Then
and so hopefully
does
he does
this hint at Teen Titans? Who knows?
Well, they're doing the Teen Titans TV show. They haven't decided. Geoff Johns is the one doing it.
That should be good then.
I would think it's going to be connected to
the
movies. Yeah.
Because the CW isn't connected.
No, CW isn't. It's a different universe altogether.
That'd be cool if they came like.
I would like to see because like Marvel does this thing where they connect all their universes with Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
And it's called the Council of Reed Richards because Reed Richards in the comic books is like the smartest man on Earth, and of course every Reed Richards is the smartest man of their Earth.
Yeah.
So there's this thing where they all invent like interdimensional time travel. And so they all meet up and then discuss like the world's problems, and of course you have like 100 of the world's smartest men in a room talking, and it's like and so it's good. I would like the Flash to do that.
Where it's the
Council of the Flash,
It makes sense.
That'd be cool.
It's just like 7. Not even like they don't all have to be Barry Allens, because every universe tends to have a Jay Garrick or Accelerated Man type guy. So I would love to see that where it's just
Jesse
a council
Quick.
of like, yeah, all the speedsters.
Yeah.
Basically.
It'd be cool because I mean,
the speedsters.
they're smart and then they can go to other.
Yeah, because they're all pretty smart. Like every speedster.
Flash has smart. And not to mention, even if they aren't smart, they could pick up a book and just blaze through it like that and gain the knowledge.
You know what?
really
Like
quick.
I don't know, but I've been getting a very strong feeling ever since Big Dolphin brought it up, or I think it might have been Joshua, where I think they're gonna bring in Dr. Fate.
Because they're putting him
cool,
super.
yeah.
They're pushing him hard, especially
like
in the
everything.
game.
They're
Dude.
like pushing. Like in Rebirth, he's a big part.
It makes
of Rebirth.
sense though because Rebirth is a whole new universe and everybody's confused and some things are messing up. So it makes sense.
Naboo, who's Dr. Fate, is like the only one who's clear-minded about everything.
Everything is like, yeah, I know what the hell's going on, so it makes sense.
He was on
Because I don't ever think originally.
Justice.
Yeah, I don't think originally Dr. Fate never got as much like.
Well, because he was part of the is it American Society, Justice Society of America, the JSA.
I don't, but yeah, I don't think he ever
which is
really
like
got
from like the 40s. It's like
Yeah.
Jay Garrick's The Flash, a bunch of those people.
But yeah, it makes sense why he comes out now because everything that's going on. But yeah, that's cool though. That
yeah, and you know, like, and this is bringing hope also to the fact that Geoff Johns being in charge, because a lot of people forget, you know, like Geoff Johns being on BVS staff. But like I said, Zack Snyder was still their guy who was in charge of the universe making for Warner Brothers DC films. And then after, of course, BVS kind of tanked, they were like, all right, Geoff Johns, you have complete control.
Yeah.
And this was his first movie because by that part,
and I think
Suicide Squad was already done.
And you
filming.
think, do you think, yeah, it was a beyond smart call. Do you think now, because of this whole success with that, they're going to give him even more
control?
Control?
Oh, I think they already gave him.
Or they're just going to give him, or they're just going to give more money to DC.
I think they'll give a little bit more money. Because from what I heard, Wonder Woman didn't make. They made way more than it was supposed to, but it still didn't make like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 type money.
Well, yeah, Marvel, like I said, Marvel, everybody's like, oh, man.
Not just that, but Guardians of the Galaxy Part 1 was good, and this was right off the heels of Suicide Squad. So, of course, it was going to have
people were like reluctant to
However,
people were reluctant
they like bumped up from what they thought Justice League was going to make. They should make a lot more now.
Yeah, because a lot of people are like, holy crap, this movie's going to be good, and that's the next movie, so everybody's going to be like, oh, hell yeah, this movie's good, let's go.
Based on Wonder Woman, I really want to go see it.
And you know, like,
I was already hyped for Justice League,
I don't hate Zack Snyder at all. Like, sure, maybe his movies aren't, like, great, but they're still, they're not bad either. So, and I really like that Patty Jenkins kept that where they, like, in action shots, she likes, Zack Snyder likes to slow it down, especially when we
make it look like the comic strip.
Make it look like a panel. And I like that she did the same way. She slowed it down. She didn't stay as long on it. Like, Zack Snyder will stay long in that super slow-mo. And I think that's what a lot of people's problems were with it. Because I like that style where they do that. Because he did it with 300. And, like, 300, he didn't do it where he, like, extended the slow-mo out super long. Watchmen, he kind of started doing that. And then, like, finally with Man of Steel. And then this one, he would do that for a lot.
Who did Batman vs. Superman?
Zack Snyder. That was Zack Snyder.
Yeah, because there wasn't much of that. Because I watched it twice. Actually,
it's more like when like there is, but he doesn't do it like every. He doesn't do it every scene, and he would do it key action moments. Like the first time Batman punches Superman.
Yeah, it's like it stops right there.
Yeah, it like stops and like it's like, and it's just like, and Patty Jenkins did do that a couple times. Where it's like paying homage, it's like, hey, you know, this is what DC is known for, is the great panel work.
So let's keep it up.
And because like I said, I watched the movie twice. I remember I watched it twice this week, but I did notice I really like the cinematography, like the way that things were shot, like especially that scene in the end when they're fighting. And a lot of people complain about it, but it's like, dude, you got to think about it. It was like, oh, Batman ran away. I was like, what is he supposed to do? Like, he can't go over there and fight the damn thing. Like, a lot of people are complaining about that, but I like that because it's realistic. Like, oh, of course Batman's gonna run away, and especially that scene where his plane gets knocked down. He's like, oh crap! Like he feels like he's gonna die. And then like the whole. But my favorite thing is when he's like when Doomsday gets shot by the what was it? The gas, the kryptonite gas, and like it's way like kind of pans over, and then it's like zooms in and he's super far away. Like I don't know, I like that shot. He's just like, oh crap, he's standing there. He's like, oh well, I did my job.
No, but and like, you know, I want to bring this up with Justice League. And it kind of sucks that I feel Zack Snyder is not going to get the credit he deserves if it's a good movie.
Yeah.
It's going to go to go to Josh Whedon because he had to sit down because his daughter passed away. And
unfortunately, but
yeah, and like it went to Josh Whedon, who I know you have your problem with Josh Whedon. I like Josh Whedon, but I feel like if it's a good movie, they're going to give all the credit to Josh Whedon. I keep saying Josh, and it's not Josh.
Which I hope they don't do. But then
as well, they're going to give it to Geoff Johns. It's going to be like the combination of Geoff Johns taking more control, and then Joss Whedon directing. But supposedly, from what I heard, Joss Whedon got a lot of the dialogue scenes, which is good because his dialogue isn't bad. And then because what primarily had been done by Zack Snyder was all the action.
Mm-hmm.
So
we're getting a mix. Oh yeah, I remember you. I was talking about this. We're getting a mixture of both.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Which is good.
Yeah,
which is what we deserve actually.
So
plus Geoff Johns. Woo!
Heck yeah.
Yeah, and so it looks up for DC.
Very, very up. Good.
I mean, they would have to do something terrible to fall down from this.
Oh God, I hope they don't.
Which I remember after Suicide Squad, a lot of people were talking about rebooting it.
Suicide Squad?
No, the whole DC franchise.
Wow.
They're talking about rebooting everything. And that's why the whole Nightwing talk was huge because they're like, dude, if Ben Affleck does bail on them, they'd most likely get Nightwing to play Batman.
Yeah.
They do a Nightwing film, and then that Nightwing was they'll kill off Ben Affleck's Batman, or something will happen, and bring in Nightwing as the new Batman. So that's why that talk was really big and important. I still say give it to Dave Franco. Just give it to the kid.
I don't know. I still can see after seeing...
He wants to play, and I think he'll do good. But it's
I can see it still. I don't mind it.
Yeah, I don't mind it either. I think a lot of people will hate on it, but that Dick Grayson wasn't ever taken serious, even as Nightwing. Mm-hmm. That's Nightwing's story. Is he wants to be taken just as serious as Batman.
That's why he's like, and every time they reference it, you're kind of like Batman. He hated it.
Yeah.
No, I'm not better than Batman.
Yeah, and
or
and
just as good. He wants to be just as good.
Yeah, and so, but I think this one's gonna solve a lot more issues that people had. Now I think it was good that because a lot of people we had talked about when all those the reviewers who saw it 3 weeks early got to tweet it out and all the tweets were good, and then the next day they started filming Aquaman and everyone was more upbeat. They were talking about, and I think it's because they realized, oh crap, everyone's liking Wonder Woman. We're not gonna get rebooted basically.
Did you see on Suicide Squad the ending?
Yeah.
The ending where it shows all the people for Injustice.
Yeah, I saw. But and that's another thing too. For instance, Universal is doing that Dark Universe where they're bringing back all the old horror movies,
cool.
which is starting with Tom Cruise's The Mummy. And it's funny because they were talking about this DC Warner Brothers wanted to sue them because they were going to use Dark Universe for their Dark Justice League movie. But people were talking about well, why would they use Dark Universe? It's never been called Dark Universe. Why not Dark Justice League? And a lot of people were saying, well, because if Justice League tanked, they would call it Dark Universe, so it could seem separate from that Justice League movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so a lot of people were well, now that Wonder Woman did good, and if Justice League good, they're gonna call it Dark Justice League. Yeah. That's what it's called in the comics.
I thought it was just. Wait, no, I'm thinking of something.
It might be Justice League Dark. I'm not sure.
One of the two.
Yeah, one of the two. So like I said, it's looking up for DC and together. Wonder Woman was great. However, the one issue I had besides the whole being surrounded in fire with Wonder Woman was, I don't want to say it dragged out, but there was one scene in particular that dragged out. Not necessarily dragged out. It just didn't make sense, I guess. Which was the whole sniper dude. The Irish dude. It's I don't get why they threw him in there. I get he was supposed to have PTSD, basically.
Yeah.
But it's it didn't.
He didn't really do much of anything.
He didn't do anything.
Yeah.
He just scouted for them with the
there. But then you're bound to have those kind of characters in all types of movies.
Yeah, I guess.
But I think it's just that they put him in the front.
Yeah, I thought he would have a more heroic moments, and it wasn't really all that heroic. He punched the dude.
Yeah.
Basically at the end.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe it was because you were expecting a lot out of him.
No, yeah, and I think towards the end, I was expecting him, like, in that final fight to shoot off his rifle, start, like, killing dudes.
Buck wild.
Yeah.
With the rifle, yeah.
Because, he's supposed to be, like, the best shot in the world.
But he didn't.
And he didn't, so I was just like, that's kind of like...
I think the fact
that...
it's
a
not
waste of a potential of a really good
character.
scene.
I was like, that's what... I wasn't saying, like, oh, that character is terrible, because I get why he was there.
Yeah.
But he just didn't do much of anything.
Yeah, I think it was just the loss of potential, which isn't, like... I don't know if maybe they just threw him in there and they had plans to do something with him, and then, like...
I think it's
which could be a good choice because that could have made the movie felt longer. Like if he had his epic moment,
it was just one of those like it could have like they had the chance to do it.
And I think the reason why it bugs
because they really did that with all
people,
of them.
I think the reason why it bugs people is because they were expecting something out of them just because they're kind of. Yeah. Main, I wouldn't say main, but they're there.
Well, like not only that, everybody had like a key role. Everybody did something.
Yeah, this is another complaint that everyone had was that it's too similar to First Avenger, Captain America First Avenger. But I was like, the only reason it was similar was because of the setting. There was really nothing similar. I mean, I guess sure if you want to compare her pushing the line forward and saving that town to him breaking into the internment camp and rescuing all the prisoners. Yeah. Which wasn't really the same scene. I guess it was the same beat of the movie. But I mean, at that point, all superhero movies are basically the same.
Yeah, because
superhero origin movies is like, hey, he finds out he has his power. He goes and does something big and saves people, and then he gets a team. And like, I think that's where I felt that guy had lost his potential. Because if you look at the Avengers Howling Griffins, which was the Captain America's dudes from World War II, they all did do something in the movie. You know. Like the Asian dude, he was more like the smart guy. Like he was like, oh, we have to do this, we have to do that. There was a dude with the bowl hat and like the mustache, and he was just basically a gunman. Mm-hmm. He would just shoot down people. Black dude.
He shot people down.
Yeah, he had the black dude who spoke German. Basically, that was the whole reason he was part of the team. But he did his job.
Yeah.
And so, I think that's why. Like, I'm not saying like it was a bad character. I'm not saying it was a bad moment of the movie. I'm just saying the loss of potential, like
it could have,
and
what could have been.
Yeah, what could have been like.
But I mean, other than that, I hate the fact that everyone's comparing it to Captain America.
Well, because like
don't compare greatness to man.
Well, what you mentioned,
I actually really like Captain America.
I just didn't like the fact that because I don't know why they do this. They just get their major villains and just toss them out the damn window. Ultron, get the hell out of here. Red Skull, get the hell out of here. Working, what's his name? Mandarin, get the hell out of here. We don't need
Red Skull was supposed to be the villain for the Avengers movie, but then everyone's like, I love Loki.
Yeah. And then they keep that garbage. See, this is what I mean. Oh, Tom Hiddleston.
Who does
Infinity War is supposed to be like the biggest. Infinity War is supposed to be the big
that movie's gonna be garbage.
I don't think it'll be garbage.
But I think it'll be garbage. I think it won't be as good.
It's just that you really, really hate Marvel.
I feel like
it's just that it's not gonna be good, and they're not gonna do Thanos justice.
Whatever, you hipster. No, I'm just kidding.
I agree.
Don't you agree? They're not gonna do him justice.
Yeah.
No, they're gonna treat him like any other villain.
Just toss him out the window. Major villain? Oh no,
Thanos needs to kill somebody.
Like,
he needs to kill somebody.
Every Marvel movie, they'd have like 25 seconds of like a little bit of action. The every DC movie, then we have like 10 minutes, 10 movies, and the big ending part.
I guess.
Yeah, but yeah, I understand because Marvel does have a lot of dialogue. It seems like it doesn't.
They have a lot of dialogue in their fights.
They have a lot of dragging dialogue, especially in their fights.
I think their dialogue isn't like hella. It's their dialogue parts and scenes aren't big. It's just that they're so boring to the point where they're just like, oh my god,
where it's like the hero's losing on Marvel. The hero's losing. And the villain always has to do this monologue, and that gives the hero enough time to find some way to beat them up. And they do that a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
Same written story over and over.
But anyways, like I said, there wasn't really too much I hated except like the feel where it's all DC movies are starting to feel the same with that being surrounded by fire type thing. Not that the acting or the scenes themselves are the same. It's just getting that feeling.
That feel. That cliche. That DC cliche.
Yeah, it's very much a DC.
You know what's funny? I didn't want to talk about it with my friends because my friends they don't.
So that being said, though, like I said, I liked Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: does your 10 still stand?
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
are you running a 9.5?
Yeah, I'm more lenient towards a 10, but I'm gonna stick at 9.5.
Yeah, see, that's with me. I'm like,
Not
I'm in the
your
middle.
10? Is this the stand? Yeah.
Yeah,
my 9 still stands. I don't hate it anymore and I don't hate it anymore.
Yeah.
Which I think this is the first time we've all kept our scores the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I remember
Because usually Abraham will rate a movie high, and after we talk and bash about it, he'll be like, "Yeah, okay, I'll take a point off."
Yeah, but
it's I like to enjoy movies.
Yeah, and see with this movie, there wasn't much to bash on.
No.
Yeah.
But here's what I don't like, because a lot of my friends, like I said, they're Marvel people, but they always try to find anything to bash on, like for any movie, and I don't want to talk because they started crapping on it, and I didn't want to talk to them about it because they don't know anything about comic books and they don't understand. Because everybody's so stuck up with the Marvel universe where everything has to be connected and there always has to be another character in this movie.
Yeah, it's like how many people got mad because there was no end credit scene.
Okay, I was kind of like, whatever. Because at first I was like,
I was that we waited then because there was nothing there.
Yeah, and then like.
I think it's just
because tell us there's nothing there.
I was the one that said that. I was like, I think it's just because Marvel has like done that to us.
We've gotten so used to that crap.
Yeah, we've expected it. So we're like,
it's not just Marvel now. There's a lot of movies that do that.
And see now, look, but they were complaining about it. I didn't want to say anything because I knew that I was gonna spark up a conversation with people that barely know anything about comic books. But they were pissed about the fact that because you know how the whole beginning it's basically her remembering, not telling us, because everybody's like, why didn't they just have her tell a story to Batman? Why didn't Batman come out and talk to her? Why didn't Batman do this? I was like, you guys are stuck up in the whole Marvel universe where another character has to be in the damn movie to make you satisfied. Like, who cares?
I really hate that Marvel does that a lot.
Like, it has to be connected. Batman has to be in the movie. And I was just like, dude, no, he doesn't.
No one came out in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, did they?
Well, I mean, in the ending credits, barely anything. It hinted at people. It showed them, and that was it. It didn't do anything. It just showed them. It showed them some characters from Ragnarok. What's his name? Jeff Goldblum's character was in there.
See,
but then that was like literally in the credit part. That wasn't even a scene.
And then Adam Warlock, and I'm pretty sure damn near everybody was like,
oh my god, they pull an Abraham. What's that?
I knew who Adam Warlock was.
Oh my god, who the hell is that?
But anyways, like I said,
I knew who Adam Warlock was. Thank you very much. I knew who it was.
All those Guardians fans.
All right, Abraham does that all the time. I was a Guardians fan before that movie.
Guardians failed. Guardians failed 4 times.
I say that to piss him off.
And it actually makes me laugh more than pisses me off.
Yeah.
But
we went to a comic book store and I said that.
Yeah, hecka loud too. But anyways, that's gonna be it for this review of Wonder Woman. Overall, it's a great film.
Definitely go watch it. Watch it twice. Watch it 3 times, man. Give DC the money.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna go watch it again.
5 times.
I was gonna go watch it today, but
buy it on Blu-ray.
But anyways, so definitely go check it out. Next week we'll be back. We'll probably review The Mummy. Tom Cruise's The Mummy.
What else comes out?
It comes at night. Which I really want to see, but I think
I'm not even gonna be here on Sunday, actually.
Where are you going?
On the Bay to do for the wedding.
Oh yeah, true.
So we're definitely gonna go at least watch The Mummy. We'll try to watch It Comes at Night, but no promises. So till next week, thanks for tuning in.